Dang, dang. LL Nation, what's good? Happy Friday. It's for the Culture Friday right here, Lucky Lefty Nation. I'm your boy Shaun Davis at SD2 Mics. There he is, the original Lucky Lefty himself, Malik Zaire. As always, brought to you and featuring Onora Whisky. Onora Whisky. I said that.
Onora Whisky, baby.
Go to OnoraWhisky.com. It's that premium American whiskey. OnoraWhisky.com. How you feeling, bro?
It's another good Friday, man, for the culture. Got through another great week. Looking for another great weekend coming up with the one and only Joey B getting the business. The next Tom Brady.
Here we go. We starting off like that.
It's already written.
So
coming out of nowhere.
Today's show we're dedicating to the priorities for Notre Dame. The priorities for Notre Dame. That's why that young man on the poster of the show, that's why he's there. 2023 quarterback out of Detroit, Martin Luther King High School, Dante Moore. You want to talk about priorities? That's one. And we're going to answer your questions. I see questions in the chat already about Tommy Rees being connected to the Rams offensive coordinator position. Would he take it? Does he want to take it? We'll talk about that. Then we're going to give you the top 10 quarterbacks from the 2023 class. Malik has knowledge of most of them.
Most of them actually. That's pretty crazy.
To the Elite 11. Did they have a date? They release a date? I know they were going through the application process. Did they release a date for this year's Elite 11 yet?
Dates are always available for different things. I feel like they have a camp every other week. But, you just stay up on knowing that the summer is when most of it happens.
We got somebody with a special message for you, man. David Flores. You see that?
It's crazy that they talking about catch the L in the Super Bowl when we was not even in the conversation. Our odds was like, 1 in 200 or something like that going into the season. So now what?
So we're about to flaunt just a little bit and beat our chest just a little bit, because upon Jim Harbaugh's return to Michigan, a Michigan insider from one of their publications put out a post yesterday on Instagram and on the chat room saying that more than likely Michigan has fallen behind for Dante Moore, and Notre Dame has a very good chance of landing his services, and also went on to talk about the relationship with Michigan State. There's only been one podcast that's been telling you that information for the last month. Like, we didn't have to wait till Harbaugh got back. This podcast, because of the connection with that guy and Dante Moore, we've been telling you, Tommy Rees has been doing a great job. Have we not been saying that? Did a great job with Carnell Tate. You can go watch the Carnell Tate interview. He says it out of his own mouth. Done a great job with Dante Moore, building a strong relationship. You got that here. We have lauded Tommy Rees and the relationships he's built on the offensive side of the ball. Lauded it. So now for the Michigan side to come out and say, man, Notre Dame is in a really good spot, and Michigan State is probably right there, and Michigan has some room to make up, or some things to do to make up for the loss. We've been saying that. We spent it different. We've been telling you that. And more than likely, it's going to be an April, May decision, in my opinion, bro. I don't know what your opinion is. I'm looking at April, May, because I believe Dante and his family are very well aware of how important he is on the offensive side of the ball to a recruiting class. And if you're the quarterback and you get signed early, it's a better chance that other great players on the offensive side of the ball would want to join you at that particular school.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that talking to our guy a couple of days ago, and seeing it from the value of waiting until the last minute, a quarterback in Dante's position being a top three quarterback, it's just he has all the cards in his hand. I think
Yeah.
uh, obviously Notre Dame has been there early on before the rankings came out. We knew he was going to be somewhere there anyway, but the interest is always been building on that end. So I'm glad that we got on it early enough and we could be in good standing. But it's just going to be a little tougher now that he went to Oregon. He's been to a couple other places
He went to
that
Miami's camp.
went to Miami. So he's been on the world tour right now, which is what you want to see with these young guys being able to explore all of their options. I know that Notre Dame's down the street, so he's probably comfortable with the fact that that's in the back pocket going into a final decision.
Hmm.
But I do think he's going to take as much time as he needs to. However, when I was going through it, I was also a top recruit, but I felt the value in what you were saying, where you get there early enough, now you get to work on your own, building on your own class. And so I took more of that route and committed my junior season and been working on it that whole time with me and James Onawalo and Devin Butler and committing to go to school early. So a lot of those factors help build the class that ended up being really good for us when it matters. So um, nowadays, with everything being included, it's definitely you want to go to the right place. You know what I mean? You want to make the right decision. And I think Notre Dame is a great fit for where he can come in and play early, possibly, get in there at least a good amount of time to set a good pace forward.
Yeah,
But if it's between us and Michigan State, I like our odds. I do
I
like
think
our
so.
odds.
I think so. And we're going to talk about Tyler Buckner, a little later in the show because we're talking about prioritizing. What are the most important things for Notre Dame going into this off season? And Tyler Buckner ties in my opinion, to Dante Moore because it's a task for Tommy Rees to show not only the quarterbacks they want, but the wide receivers they want. This is what you're going to look like in this offense now that I have full autonomy. So that's going to be the challenge, and the challenge is seeing how Tyler Buckner develops in that offense.
Yeah, I mean, this is Tommy's basically showcase for what he wants to show Dante or whoever the top. Jackson Arnold was in the top 10.
Yeah.
And I know he committed Oklahoma, but it's still early for those guys. So I do think that this is Tommy's opportunity to show, okay, I'm the quarterback coach, the offensive coordinator, and look what I do with a guy that I can really put the offense around. So that means that we can't come out and get 16 points in the game. That means we can't come out against Ohio State and put up 20 points in the game with no yards, right? So it's important that even in the spring, you get to see some sparks of guys running downfield, guys running across the field,
Yeah.
the quarterback in a position to make plays. Because with a guy like Dante, that's the situation you want to put him in. You want a chance to get closer to winning that national championship.
Lucky Lefty podcast, starting off the show talking about the top priority, and that is the recruitment of Dante Moore. Now, with all of this news, and let's go ahead, I'll pull up the super chat and get it out of the way, and you can answer that question, and we'll parlay it over into the conversation about Dante Moore. Demetrius Rex, we thank you so much for the super chat. What do you guys make of Tommy being in discussion for the Rams OC position? If anything, it gives me more confidence in TR as an offensive mind. Don't think he'll leave Indy right now.
Well, that's a boys' club type of thing. I think Tommy always wanted to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL. I think that's something that he was always striving for. His dad was a high-level scout in the NFL, so I do think that, one of Tommy's probably checklists is like, okay, I was the OC at my alma mater, check. but that's not where I want to end up. I think he wants to be in the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur range of coaches and that superstardom behind it. And what a better opportunity to go to Sean McVay's system, who he probably has a lot of connections with that we probably don't even understand, with his dad being in the league for so long. I think that's something that would be really attractive for Tommy, especially in a situation where, you can get exposed at Notre Dame right now. If this is a sink or swim opportunity. So just like Brian Kelly, where he saw the end of the road, Tommy doesn't want to be on the hot seat if he doesn't need to be. If he can, run to LA and be in a hot organization right now that's doing really well. So I do think that common sense wise, I would look at it. I mean, shoot. I mean, you talking about bucket list, you done hit your school alma mater OC and for a
Right.
couple years, y'all won some games, got a quarterback pretty far. I mean, from a checked off list, you did it early. So
Go
I
from
get it.
Tyler Buckner to Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I mean that's a real nice deal. So if it's true, damn. It just shows that it's like, man, I need to get into coaching. You know what I mean? But
That's like
in
when your
terms of
boys come up to you in high school, like, yo, such and so wants to holler at you. You like,
word,
word?
me?
Me?
I mean, I ain't even thinking about it, you're not even thinking. So and I don't know if that means that he's super skilled in what he's doing. I think Tommy
Right.
has a good base or foundation of understanding of being an offensive coordinator. I don't know if he's no whiz kid. But then again, it goes back to this is a boys' club, man. Tommy know people at the Rams. Tommy know what's going on in the NFL
Oh, for
and
sure.
has great connections to the NFL. So it's not so much just like how they rehire the same coaches every year. It's not so much that they're like standalone geniuses. It's more so that's your homeboy. You hot right now, and we're cool. We're friends. So I'm gonna hire you. I mean, this is the biggest nepotism profession in industry in the world. So, uh, I do think that it's just also a benefit towards what happens at Notre Dame. If
Yeah.
you coach at Notre Dame for a couple years, damn it, you're gonna have some high level job not too far after that. And it's been proven for 12 years straight. It's happened in Marcus Freeman's first year. So
Yeah.
it's going to continue to be like that, especially if we're winning 10 games a season.
Lucky Lefty Podcast, top priority, Dante Moore. And right now, we're going to bring up that top 10 list that came out yesterday, the top 10 2023 quarterbacks. And Malik, you go ahead and let us know what you think about this list. Oh, there we go. All right. Top 10 quarterbacks, class of 2023. You see up top, Malachi Nelson, Arch Manning, Nico Iamaleava. They got Arch Manning number one, Malachi number two. He's going to USC. Dante Moore. Then you got Nico, Jaden Rashada out of Pittsburgh, California. That's up in the Oakland area. Then you got Eli Holston. He's committed to Texas A&M out of Zachary, Louisiana. Jackson Arnold committed to Oklahoma, Denton, Texas. And Chris, man, on this list, this is the furthest down I've seen Lazina. He's ranked eighth. He's uncommitted out of Birmingham, Alabama. Then you have Dylan Lonergan, uncommitted from Georgia, and Pierce Clarkson from Bellflower, California. Bellflower Bosco, that's St. Bosco Prep. St.
Yeah,
John.
we played him. We scrimmaged actually Pierce in with my high school team out here in California. So I got to see him early on. They got like 15 quarterbacks, so they all look the damn same. So I mean, I guess he's good. I mean, they got a great team, so he's got some skill set. But the one thing you notice about the top five is that they're all super skinny little quarterback, like frisbee looking players. Like they all look like Bryce Young, So it just seeing the change in what quarterbacks are looking like moving forward, generation to generation. Bryce Young is the mold right now. It's not even the Kyler. Kyler was an outlier. You got a Bryce Young type of mold. Dante looks just like him. Nico Imovalita is just 6'6" Bryce Young. And then Arch Manning is just Arch Manning. So they're going to push him number one
Nico was
until he go to the NFL.
right.
Huh?
Nico was sneaky because his build like makes you think that you're getting a certain type of athlete, and he just moves a little bit better than I think most people give him credit for.
Yeah, and the interesting thing with him is that you got to find out what his frame fills out as,
Yeah,
and his athleticism at that height. It really is not going to be much of a difference. You know what I mean? I think it's going to give him some advantages sometimes, but if he's going to a top SEC school, I don't think it's going to really give him too much. I don't think he's running away from anybody.
right.
I do think that his ability, though, to have some athleticism with his ability to throw is sort of like a athletic Josh Freeman because he's so big. He's such a tall guy. But I also think that with a guy like Dante, he's like the generational mold of what you want out of this class and the highest value picked, in my opinion. From a body size to what he can do, from where he is even playing at, gives him an advantage, more so than these California kids.
We have one more super chat from Prophet Teo. Thank you for the super chat. Zena over Moore, in my opinion. He reads defenses, can make all the throws, and is way more athletic. Has a way better deep ball. He goes through his progressions, etc. Moore is a first or second read quarterback. I'll let you answer this because when I see stuff like this, I always take it a certain way. So I already know. I already know. I don't like that. Anytime I see somebody calling a young quarterback from a certain area a first or second read quarterback, you take them.
Well, I do think that no matter either quarterback is going to have to go play in a system anyway. So, I think the ability that Dante has over Venezia or vice versa is that they both are different in what they're good at. If you can run away and buy time or do things to extend plays to help your team win, that's just what you got as a gift. That's something that you can use to win. That's another tool. If you can't do that, then your ass better be good at something else. You got to be good at something else if you want to produce the same results. Which one works in the long run? I mean, as you can look right now, you can't win a championship with a Tony Romo. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. So even with Matthew Stafford, he has a big playability with his arm. Does Venezia have something like that or whatever his name is? I don't know. Because if Matthew Stafford's a standalone, does he have Patrick Mahomes' ability? I don't know. But does a Dante fit in you can mold that into more of what you see in college football today, like a Deshaun Watson? That's something that's a value. So it all depends on what the offensive coordinator uses as the strength of their skill set. But I do think that we can win with both style of players. And with the amount of recruiting that we're doing, you damn near put me or you or the guy that made the comment at the quarterback position, and we're gonna win 8 games at least.
See, this is where I push back. This is where I push back, and this is where I find it comical. It's like asking a point guard. I played basketball in high school, so it's like asking a point guard that scores 40. I'll take perfect example. Ayo DeSumo, who plays for the Chicago Bulls. He just got elected to or selected for the Rising Stars game. He was drafted 38th overall in the second round. The dude was literally the Bob Cousy Award winner, led the Big Ten in assists for 2 straight years, and put up like 40 points a game in high school. Right? You can't look at his high school film and project who he's going to be in college.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he was better than everybody else. So this is my point. This is why that whole comment about read defenses. Chris Bozzina isn't reading 3 deep into a play. It's high school.
Yeah, it's high school.
It's high school. The first and second options are open. Every high school.
More times than not.
You played quarterback in high school. How many times did you go to your third option?
Yeah, never.
Never. It's flawed. That's just a flawed reason. If you just like the kid, fine, like the kid. But I just don't put that label. He's a first, 2-second option quarterback. What are you trying to say?
First, second read is pretty damn good. More times than not, you're gonna be good.
Every high school quarterback is a first or second read quarterback. Every last one.
I mean, I wouldn't say every last one. I say 50%. Because most high school 50%. Most high school quarterbacks is just looking first to do running.
First, and then run. That's 50% of it.
That's most of them, you know. It's rare
they have athletic ability.
Yeah.
First option, I'm taking off because I trust my legs.
It's high school. It's high school.
Better than everybody else on this field.
And then they try to run guys over. Like, come on. This is like, come on.
Dude. I had to make sure that I responded to that the right way.
You think Arch Manning is reading 3 reads?
Heck no. Heck no.
Look at his film. His film ain't reading no 3 reads. He out there just throwing the ball, making it look good.
Chris Bozzina is not reading 3. Heck, Tyler Buckner didn't read 3.
Tyler didn't. No. Tyler was running and throwing it deep.
He's one and I'm out, G. I'm out. So we have to be careful, man. If you just prefer a certain quarterback based upon the film, then that's cool. But don't throw that he's a first and second read quarterback. Come on, man. They said that same stuff about Deshaun Watson when he left Clemson, you know. Right? And the better prepared NFL quarterback was Mitch Trubisky, according to the scouts.
No, according to the Bears.
Them too. But people that back Trubisky say all of the experts had him number 1 in the class. Okay. And like you said, I don't give a darn about what I see on film. Can you make plays?
One guy is in the 3 deep shuffle at quarterback, and another guy is winning championships.
I do. I mean, you're talking like people are showing 2 high safeties at the snap and then coming down as a robber. You know what I'm saying? Like defenses in high school are trying to fool you or something. What defenses in high school? Like, bro, I didn't play, but I've watched clean high school games.
It ain't that. It's usually man, cover 2, cover 3, man. You might get a cover 4, maybe.
That's it.
Man, you just really throwing the open guys. Just makes the most impressive thing a high school quarterback can do is complete the football. We ain't talking about no reads because ain't no defenses like that.
None.
And most of these offenses is trash. You throwing a slant or you throwing some type of deep ball or you just doing you don't even have concepts in high school. So this is just an overestimated evaluation of something they probably ain't even known.
And then if you watch his film, I'm sorry, because I just have to keep, breaking down what was said. If you watch Dante Moore's film, they literally run a spread offense with 4 receivers. Literally. And he stays in the pocket all the time. When he can run, he still stays in the pocket. I'm sure he's not staring at his first and second option.
Yeah.
He's in the pocket that long.
He's definitely not just hanging back there staring the guy down.
Come on, man. Look, if you like Bozzina better, that's fine. Hey.
Look, didn't Patrick Mahomes say he didn't even know defenses till after he won the Super Bowl? Like,
after he went to the NFL and threw 50 touchdowns.
Then he was like, yeah, I started looking up defenses. So all that shit don't even mean nothing.
Either you're good enough or you're not.
Oh, you're not. Either you can make the play or you can't. Ain't no read these nuts. Because at the end of the day, if Patrick Mahomes, the $500 million man, can get on TV and say, listen, I just started learning this stuff after I done won everything. Who does that?
You know what that is, man? That's like as fans when we grab hold of stuff that we hear. Like, man, you have to be able to read defenses. That you hear people like Bill Polian talking about Peyton Manning and all of that. Man, look.
If Peyton Manning could run like Lamar, Peyton wouldn't be talking nothing about no defense.
He had no choice.
He had no choice.
So you know why? You know why Jack Cohn has a really quick release and is really good at pre-snap reads?
Because he would be giving out mail if he didn't.
He has no other choice but to be really good at that.
He'd be in finance if he wasn't good at that.
Thank you. There is no other special talent for him. None. So they protected him last night in the East West Shrine Bowl. He had a good game. And he probably
because they did what he was good at. Like, duh. When you do what he's good at with any quarterback. You think they're gonna be like, all right, Jack, we're gonna do some read option, then we're gonna do some sprint rollouts, and then you're gonna have some plays where you are empty, and we're just gonna ask you to make plays. He would be like, I don't know if I can do that.
You think Caleb Williams was a 1-2 quarterback last year?
Man, Caleb Williams is awesome.
You know what I'm saying? He came into the Texas game, like, just throw him into the fire. Just throw him in there.
Throw him in there. But look at Jack. With Jack, like we talked about in the beginning, during the season, I said Jack is going to make some great money in the league.
Yes.
Somewhere in the backup position.
He's going to be a backup for like 12 years.
12 years. Jack has played his role very well. I wasn't.
Multiply that times $3 million per year.
He don't care nothing about getting drafted number one. Jack is gonna get picked up and be playing in the league for real.
He's probably gonna max out. He's probably gonna max out at like $10 million a year.
He gonna get a $10 million job.
Mm-hmm.
And ask not to win not one game. He may not even play a game. No. He gonna get in on a must-win game in the middle, like Ian Book, must-win game, middle of December. All Vegas is like, "Ooh, it's Jack Cohn."
Right.
He gonna go out there and get the doop, just like at Notre Dame, and then that's how he gonna secure that Jimmy Garoppolo bag and go to another team, and then crash out. And Nick Foles his way out. That happens all the time.
Lucky Lefty podcast, top priority, the development of Tyler Buckner and how it ties into Dante Moore. More than likely, Dante commits in the spring, but you got to hold on to him. You have to hold on to him. He's going to be watching until the early signing period in December. He's going to be watching the offense and the development of Tyler Buckner. The development of Tyler Buckner is high priority, man. The high is prominent in this offseason. If he can't get right about now, we got to fix that. We need Martin, Lawrence, and we need Eddie Murphy down to camp to get him right, to be able to get him that head starting job at Notre Dame. If you hear Drew Pine as the starter, and we're not throwing shade at the people's chair, we're just telling you.
We're not winning those games.
If you hear Drew Pine is the starter,
we're not getting Dante.
That impacts Dante.
We're not getting Dante.
We might as well. Flat out honest with you. It impacts Dante more if Drew Pine is the starter. That's all we're saying. You can take us at our word.
Take it to the bank.
Man.
We are not getting Dante Moore. If Drew Pine is the starter, it's not going to happen. There's nothing he can even say at that point because the whole situation would be messed up.
Yeah.
It'd be like starting over. And Tyler would probably transfer. If I was Tyler, I would transfer.
Man, I didn't even think about that, bro. I didn't even think about the prospect of Tyler feeling like.
Because if I can't beat out Drew Pine, man, then I gotta leave. You know what I mean? I gotta leave. While I'm in competition with Drew Pine, Tyler Buckner, I gotta leave, man.
Yo,
and this is not shade at Drew Pine. This is just like Drew Pine was a third string guy. And we brought Tyler Buckner in to play last year. Couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
So that's my first 2 strikes.
That's your first 2?
My first 2 is the fact that I'm supposed to come in. We got a whole transfer. That's the first strike. I didn't get to play the Fiesta Bowl. Second strike, you done called Keaton Slovis like he was Joe Montana. That was my second strike. Third strike is a quarterback competition. I'm out of here. I'm not about to waste these years competing with a guy that we know is not beating Alabama.
And if you want any confidence from the players surrounding Tyler Buckner, you're not going to get it.
You're not going to
definitely
get
got confidence on the field. I think
You're
that's
not going to get it.
the biggest indicator of a good player.
You can't even look, man.
He's
Ain't nobody
definitely the
on the
best
team
runner
being
I've
like,
had as
we
a
need to cut out the
quarterback, playing
nonsense. Tyler's our guy.
And I think, it wasn't showcased as well, but he's got a good arm. And I think as time goes on, he'll be able to make more smarter decisions as a passer. And that kind of comes to just experience. I mean, quarterback's the hardest position. There's a lot going on. So I think he's going to, improve vastly.
First of all, the man said, as time goes on, and then shrugged his shoulders like, as in it beyond my time here. As time comes over the horizon, I guess, threw his shoulders up, shook his head. He said, man, as he gets older, he may get better. What is that? What is that? I'm throwing to you.
Are you asking me? I got nothing.
I'm transferring if I'm Tyler.
I,
Because this is insane. Then I gotta wake up hearing that Tommy on the edge elite. He Brett Favre me every time. Now Tommy about to Brett Favre me. I think I'm leaving. I think I'm coming back. So if you doing that, why can't I get a quarterback coach? See, that's a bad look. We ain't getting Dante playing around like that. They playing around.
That's why
Marcus Freeman got to walk down the hallway.
His quarterback room is top priority, man. Like, you have to get this right.
Marcus Freeman got to walk down the hallway.
Dominoes. It is one of the biggest dominoes for this program. It's huge. We cannot go out and I'll laugh. Yo, we cannot treat Tyler Buckner like they treat Josh Allen. We cannot be running sweeps 40% of the time. That's not gonna get it done.
Disservice.
I mean,
we might as well run Wildcat with Logan Diggs.
Braden Lindsey was like, man, what do you want me to say?
That's a guy on the team.
It's the wide receiver.
It's the guy that was out there with 15 attempts last game. Talking about, hey,
overtime, he'll make better decisions. Like, what are you
better decisions over time?
Like, he's making bad. Wait a minute, he's making bad decisions in practice. Like, what? Because he hasn't gotten that much tick in the game. Like, what are you talking about?
You talk about no accountability on teammates. They not trying to hold back. That's supposed to be your brother. You talking about him like he just a guy off the street. Like, you traded for him from some team out of nowhere. Like, you didn't trade.
It's only right. It's only right that Tyler Buckner gets a press conference.
Yeah, he got to get his own press conference because this is madness.
Madness. To echo these comments right here. Troy McIntosh, we appreciate you. Now, on the real, does he need to learn to run better routes?
Yeah.
Somebody asked Tyler Buckner about Braden Lindsey, so he can be like, well, hopefully Coach Stuckey will make him better.
That's basically what he's saying. Like, hopefully that somebody can get this man right for me.
Come on, man.
Because I don't see it, basically. And so I'm tired of this abuse. They need to give Tyler his own hour press conference where he can answer things for himself. Because right now, it's just not looking good. You got people calling other quarterbacks, talking about we wanted, what they say, Kenny Pickett. We was calling Kenny Pickett.
Speaking of that, this is Pittsburgh Pat Narduzzi on Sirius Radio yesterday, college football, man, talking about teams coming after Kenny Pickett in 2020, whenever this after the 2020 season.
We're going to start to lose our coaches, you know. We're going to start losing more college coaches to the NFL game so they don't have to deal with this chaos. And I think that's going to be bad for college football.
What's been the hardest part of the changes? I mean, NIL, I feel like is one thing. The portal is crazy. What's going to be the thing that drives college coaches out of here?
You know what? It's going to be a combination of everything. But I would say the portal and name, image, and likeness together, because I think they work hand in hand. The tampering, where you should not have to recruit your own team. I mean, your guys are on your team; they're on your team, and nobody should be able to come in and say, "Hey, listen, we like that that number 3, that Jordan Addison, he's pretty good. We think we want him to come down south, and we're going to give you $500,000 to come down south, and you're going to be driving a BMW," and it's kind of like, what are we doing? This can't happen. So if you got great players, I just found this out, and I'll throw it out there, I guess people reached out to Kenny Pickett to go to Notre Dame a year ago. I had no idea. Wow. He didn't say anything to me, which obviously didn't get that serious, but Notre Dame recruited him through the back channels. It's not Brian Kelly, but someone's telling these guys, whoever they are, to come to Notre Dame, right? So, I mean.
Whoa. Pat called himself. It wasn't Brian Kelly. What you trying to say?
Yeah, what you trying to say? Who was it?
The only other person that would be calling a quarterback is the OC.
The same guy that's calling dudes out of their workout.
It's the
same guy that's calling dudes out of their workout.
Thank you.
Same dude that's the quarterback coach and the OC. It's cahoots. It's cahoots.
You can't get on the witness stand and then say, "Oh, I'm changing what the statement I gave to the attorneys." What? Notre Dame called. They checked in through back channels.
Back channels.
It's the off season, fam. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's off season. I don't know college football. You've had to recruit your own team for the last 10 years.
I know it wasn't Marcus Freeman that called. I know it wasn't him.
Who cares, dude? But the fact
it is who cares.
Once again, you had Tyler Buckner coming in. You reached out to Kenny Pickett on Jack Cohn.
And you sat on Jack Cohn.
Now, Kenny Pickett ended up in New York anyway.
Yep.
He's going to be a top 10 pick. I would just tell Kenny Pickett right now, bro, if you had come to Notre Dame, you would be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Facts.
Because of the brand.
Facts.
And you would have been in the college football playoff.
100%.
And you probably would have won the Heisman.
And you probably would have beat Alabama. And you probably would have beat Alabama.
That's the power of Notre Dame. That's all I'm saying. And Pat
Narduzzi tried to stop that, Shaun.
You got Jordan Addison. They're coming after Jordan Addison, offering him $500K.
He should have went.
You'll be driving in a Beamer. Okay, you got him up there driving an Explorer. So what? Don't act like you don't have him riding around.
He ain't taking the bus nowhere.
He's definitely riding around campus.
He ain't taking the bus nowhere. He ain't taking no scooter. He ain't got no scooter. Yeah.
You got him a nice little American. They got them foreign whips down in Alabama.
And so what's wrong with it? That's my thing. Why can't he go get that?
Just like your boy was out in LA for the last month. Talking about he was going through the process, front row at Lakers games, probably driving around in a foreign whip, more than likely. It was a drop top.
He was in style.
Absolutely.
He wasn't out here catching no Uber.
Man, talking about we gonna lose coaches to the NFL. Not getting $10, $12 million a year, you're not.
Mm-mm. We gotta stop acting like this money don't matter. This money matters. Quit acting like this the good old heart of the good old coach is sticking around. Look, Pat Narduzzi, you got a pay bonus from that season. Kenny Pickett was filling them pockets. So what's the problem?
And you know what the bigger issue is? If Pat Narduzzi had Notre Dame in his back pocket, he would be reaching out to. You got Pittsburgh in your back pocket, dude. Nobody coming to Pittsburgh. Who?
You got lucky with Kenny.
Right. Just because you're the football program with no game, that's on you.
At this point,
Alabama
ain't nobody
has
feeling
game.
bad. Ain't nobody
Alabama,
feeling
when
bad.
they spit, they got game. Notre Dame, when they spit, they got game for these transfers. Pittsburgh, you ain't got no game. Your icebreaker is terrible, dude.
Yeah.
You still using icebreakers from the 50s. Pickup lines that are weak. Come on, man. Don't get mad.
Pitt Pride ain't was holding these kids no more, man.
Now, Pat Narduzzi is going to have one more good season, and he's going to be looking for the next best job.
Yep, because he's going to be on the hot seat.
Come on, man. Stop. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Yo, that's an early nominee for the Petty train. Right there.
Right there.
Like, what are you talking about? And why are you cool with Brian Kelly?
Gotta be, because you specifically excluded him out the way.
Right. So Brian Kelly had no knowledge. None.
The 12-year guy?
So somebody on his staff just randomly reached out to Kenny Pickett.
Because how did you find out about it and Kelly not find out?
Come on, man. But
How you find out Kelly not know?
It wasn't Brian Kelly that reached out.
How you know?
Come on.
How? Who told you that he wasn't?
Oh,
And how does he not know? And how is he not saying nothing but you saying something?
Oh, man.
You gonna save a guy that didn't even know he needed saving, huh? You gonna just exclude him out the way? He said, don't ask no question about Kelly. But all them other ones, I'll be something else.
Lucky Lefty podcast, man. Are you kidding me? My man said Notre Dame reached out. I didn't know, but Notre Dame reached out last off season, but it wasn't Brian Kelly. He said that fast.
He was
It
scared.
was Brian Kelly, though. Okay.
It wasn't the main guy. Okay. It wasn't the only guy you would think. Okay. So people just doing their own thing over there at Notre Dame. Coach Kelly don't know what the fuck.
Right.
He don't know.
So this
the guy that been there 12 years.
So you telling me this dude with fake accents, dance like a clown behind recruits, can do anything.
The guy that do anything.
But he won't call Kenny Pickett. Come on, man. Come on.
The guy that's embarrassing himself every week for that $100 million is somehow now the cleanest dude on some back channels.
Oh man.
Come on. People just out here running amok at Notre Dame. We gotta stop the game.
So yeah, Notre Dame fans, I guess we were this close. And then Kenny Pickett didn't even tell him.
Didn't even tell him.
So who told you? If Kenny Pickett didn't tell you, how did you find out?
Oh man, all these college coaches just showing their ass right now because the house of cards are falling down.
See, I wish we had played them last year. Now I wish we had played them. I wish so Jack Cohn could have put up 350 with
exactly
touchdowns, and we could have beat them by 10 just to show them.
It didn't even matter. It didn't even matter.
Just so somebody on the staff after the game could have walked up to Kenny Pickett like, "We told you.
We told you.
We told you to come on." But it wasn't Brian Kelly though. But we told you to come on.
Yeah, it wasn't Brian. Specifically, it wasn't Brian.
Top priority. So we go Dante Moore, the development of our guy Tyler Buckner. And number 3 on that list, top priority. Man, can we see some slants, some double moves, some drags, some at the line of scrimmage? Can we just see somebody beat man to man? That's top priority. That's
top
all.
Priority.
We're not asking for much. That's it. Braden Lindsey, since you don't know about your quarterback, can you get off bump and run coverage for us? Can you do that?
That's it.
Can you do that? I don't want to hear about your size because Will Fuller was smaller than you. Had no problem chopping.
Getting right on folks.
Man, throwing his hands up after 5 yards like, yo, I'm open. Let it ride. I still, to this day, the way he beat your boy Dory Jackson in the first play of the game. What was that, 2017? He beat that man so bad, and Dory Jackson's supposed to be one of the fastest players in college football. He beat that dude so bad on the first play post pattern. It was like, all right. Yep. You just dropped from the first round down to round two. Just off one play. Because you can't be as fast as you say you are. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Wide receivers, man. It's important. The wide receiver room. The narrative has to change. And it starts with the wide receiver group this year. I don't care if they bring Xavier Watts back over to the offensive side of the ball. Deion Coles, Lorenzo Styles Jr. You got to make it happen this year. You have to. I don't know what else to tell you. Number 4. I got to say this. We're going to have to get some youth in that linebacking core immediately.
Immediately.
I on this yesterday, right? But immediately, we're going to have to see some linebackers getting heavy minutes. I don't care if it's Prince Colley, Nolan Ziegler, whatever linebacker is showing his wares in practice in the spring ball with the early enrollees. Let's get them prepared. Let's get them prepared. Because we cannot go into these big games with the inability to make tackles. That's the last thing you should be able to have to worry about in a big game with your linebacking core is their ability to make tackles.
Yeah, and especially we need that youth for that explosiveness. I think that with those guys having that wild young energy, it'll be important in big games to have it focused on what their job is instead of just having them out there like fish out of water. So it's important to see the depth of our linebacking core show in these big games. So in the spring, like you're saying, with Marcus Freeman coming out saying some of the linebackers are in the top speed group, that's the difference that we need to see on the field. So I'm expecting that group to be leading the charge, and it should be considered Marcus Freeman is the ultimate linebacking head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be one and the same, and his identity will flourish through the core of the linebacking group. It's the most competitive group we have constructed on the team, the most secure group on the team.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they move forward with that.
Nick Cole Pitts, thanks for tapping in with Kyron Williams gone, who is going to bring that dog mentality on the offensive side of the ball.
Offensively, it's going to be the offensive line because Harry Houston is going to have it no other way. You know, if the offensive line isn't, then it's going to be a problem. So I think that's the right positioning that we should be in with Coach Houston, bringing that aggressiveness with that offensive line. Those guys being another year experience can give them that edge of confidence that they've seen what the play's like. Now Coach Houston is going to give them the mindset to put it all together. So that's where I'm expecting to come from. And it's going to emanate through the rest of the guys on offense, especially get that quarterback confidence that he's going to be protected.
Facts. Ben G, thanks for tapping in today. Ben G 1801. I mean, the only guy in the receivers room that showed any sort of good technique was Avery Davis.
I mean, Avery Davis went to YouTube, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when you get a
he did
chance.
he
He's stuck you in there
for his technique. He went to YouTube for technique, like I go to find out how to do things.
How to fix my toilet or something.
Right.
So just let everybody out there, college football can't be that hard, man. We learn it off of YouTube.
Let's see. Anthony Solomon, as always, thank you for joining the show. Ziegler, Burnham, and Sneed will push for playing time this year.
And at worst, they'll be on special teams.
Well, special teams with Coach Mason getting rid of Brian Polian, who was subpar in that position for a long time, and improving the depth and the speed on the team overall would definitely improve special teams, or it should.
Yeah, or it shouldn't.
Do you guys think the drama Harbaugh just created at Michigan will influence Dante's decision?
I don't think Michigan was in the forefront anyway, so it don't really matter.
And Michigan has their guy. They got J.J. McCarthy. That's who they're rocking with for the next 2 years.
Yep.
That's their guy. So yeah, I don't think it was really an issue with him going and taking the interview with the Vikings. And they'd already signed the majority of their players in the early signing period. So it ultimately didn't impact National Signing Day. They did end up losing Trey Reader, linebacker from Tampa, to Notre Dame. Maybe that was the reason he switched at the last minute. But hey, I don't know. I got Matt Racky says, you have to admit that it is believable that Kelly didn't call Pickett. He would have been out golfing. That's funny. That's funny. That goes back to what I got. Oh, man. Yeah. There are reports. And we had Griffith on the other day. Howard said, yo, you can't have the number 1 or 2 recruit in the nation coming through South Bend, taking visits, and you call back to the office like I'm on hole 15. Find somebody else to talk to him. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. And he talked about the example of Urban Meyer and the pressure everybody in the building was under to quickly respond to every recruit, regardless of how many stars you were. Like if a recruit calls, then you got 5 minutes to find me or find somebody to call him back immediately. Lilo Galante, thank you for the super chat. Need Kali to step up and show out 2022 season. Hashtag linebacker you, hashtag go Irish.
Yeah, we expected breakout seasons from a lot of defensive guys on the team. Prince Colley being one of them. And the expectation is there. I think the defense in general has the expectation. They talking championships. We just trying to get offense on the same side.
Yeah. Michael Mayer, man, is okay. Over under for receptions for Michael Mayer next year. Where do you put it? I'll put the over under at about 60. Do you think he goes over that? I might have to readjust that.
I think it'll be under. I just don't see us. I think we'll have more impact with Tyler running than him throwing it.
Let me readjust that. I'm going to readjust to 75. He had 71 catches this year. So I'll put the over-under at 75 because he should be better. But if the wide receivers are better, that might impact his receptions. He was 71 receptions for 840 yards, 7 touchdowns.
I'll probably say under just because Jack has a lot more experience with understanding the strengths of the passing game, like knowing that in certain situations, I'm just going to throw it to him. And that's what you saw him do a lot with Michael Mayer last year, especially in the Florida State game. I'm just going to depend on him.
Yeah.
I don't really care what the plays say. I'm going to depend on him. And I think in that first year, Tyler's going to try to figure out how he can win within the play. And if Michael Mayer's there, if he is, if he's not, it's okay too because he's going through his progression. So I do think it's going to be under, but I think that Michael Mayer will have more impact in crucial downs, meaning that he'll have bigger third down catches, maybe more touchdowns than the year before.
It's crazy. I'm looking at this right now. Coach McNulty, who left, who was the tight ends coach, and I'm watching Michael Mayer. The second touchdown he had in the Fiesta Bowl when he hit my man with the fake to the outside and hit him with the slant. He has better footwork than the receivers.
Yeah, that's tight end you, man. I think all of our tight ends have came in very skilled and really didn't really need too much other than a weightlifting program for a couple of years to go to the league, which has been the benefit of having such talented guys. I mean, all of our guys are really transferable to the league anyway.
I need to see Michael Mayer go up and catch contested balls a little bit better.
Yeah,
Because he dropped one in that Fiesta Bowl that was huge.
he did.
Like, come on, you got to come down with that. You have to come down with that. When you can do that, that makes you dangerous, especially deep down the seam. And if you
But that's the difference we were saying between him and Brock Bowers. Now,
Yes.
you know, Michael Mayer is a top 5 tight end, but the top tight end is not Michael Mayer.
No.
The top tight end is Brock Bowers because of that fact right there that from an offensive side, Brock Bowers coming down with that 9 times out of 10 against the best competition. So, and he's only a freshman. But
That's the scary thing.
that's the scary thing. Now, Michael Mayer may have other techniques and skills that overall may put him in a better position for the league right now. But Brock Bowers, from a ceiling perspective offensively, is what you're seeing now with the Travis Kelce's and the big tight end Zach Ertz's of the league now.
Yeah, I see everybody in the chat. They think Mayer's going to have a big year. I see talk of Colsey, Deion Colsey having a breakout year. Lorenzo Styles having a breakout year. Hey, shout out to our girl, Ashley Hill. She says she's crib walking for tight end U.
Tight end you.
Don't forget Tobias Merriweather coming in as a freshman getting ticked as well.
Yeah, I'm expecting some freshmen to make a play here or there.
Somebody said that Michael Mayer needs to learn how to stiff arm. Yeah, he loves trying to, hurdle everybody. It's like, my man, relax. Relax. You don't want to get in the habit of doing that, especially going to the next level, because they'll line you up and it'll be over. He's gotten a lot better at run blocking as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's done his thing.
I'll give him credit for that. He's put in the requisite work to improve as a run blocker. So, I like it. Lucky Lefty podcast. So, oh man, anything else that you deem as something that's high priority that we really need to watch? I guess you can say, I see what people would say Carnell Lake, but Carnell Lake is tied into Dante Moore, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Carnell wants to go in there knowing that he's got a guy in his class that he can build with. Tyler's more the addition, adding on, like, want to learn from, but maybe not play with all the years he's there. So Dante's and Carnell Tate's destiny is tied and one and the same. I don't think we get one without the other.
Ben G, somebody said defensive back play. It's on the list.
It's on the list, but we know it can't be worse than last year. So we're just all expecting that to be something that will be addressed more so than anything else.
And more than that, I think Marcus Freeman in his first 2 classes has addressed
Yeah.
what he saw when he got there. Like, he saw the deficiencies on the back end when he got there, and he has addressed that not only in the 22 class. You have guys like Ben Morrison, Jaden Mickey, early enrollees that can make an impact as freshmen. And then the class he's putting together for 23 is incredible. Because the kid, Zaire Hill, I talked to him. He's trying to get under 21 in his 200. He started off as a cornerback his sophomore year, went back to safety his junior year, played center field a lot because Kankakee played one safety back, everybody else up at the line of scrimmage. So it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, the talent that they're going after on the back end in the last 2 classes. You talk about Schuler, Rhett, Bowen.
It's going crazy.
Yeah.
It's going crazy.
Lucky Lefty podcast, as always, we're brought to you by Onora Whisky. OnoraWhisky.com. It's the premium American whiskey. OnoraWhisky.com. You know what time it is.
Petticoat. Petticoat Junction.
It's time to get petty.
We did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you. You don't? No.
What is today's pettiest story? Petty Junction.
That's right. Petticoat Junction. The pettiest stories of the day, each and every day, right here, Lucky Lefty Podcast. So, bro, I don't know if you remember the character Uncle Jimmy that used to be on Fox Sports with your boy, what's the kid? Whitlock. When he was
Jason Whitlock, yeah.
And he had this character called Uncle Jimmy that used to come on and talk. So he was on the podcast with Whitlock the other day, and they were talking about Ryan Clark in the system of football, and Ryan Clark used the term slavery. And I'm going to give you the exact quote. He said, NFL players need to stop talking about systemic problems that don't exist and using the word slavery in terms of sports. Next time, turn around and look at your back in the mirror and tell me if that's slavery. I want to put this dude, that is the dumbest statement I've ever heard in my life. Like, well, Ryan Clark is supposed to look for whips on his back to be able to relate and convey a message of how he feels. It's like, man, come on, man. I don't have time for that type of foolishness. Uncle Jimmy, you got to go to the petty train. Pat Narduzzi, we already played the clip. You're trying to pop a plea, you're trying to testify, and throw Notre Dame under the bus at the same time, saving your boy Brian Kelly.
It's a cold world out there, man. It's a cold world full of petty guys all over the place. And them last two stories is nothing else but the petty winners of the week. Because that's just ridiculous.
It's bananas. It's bananas. I couldn't believe when I saw that. I couldn't believe it. So he definitely goes to petty train. Some people have put the owner of the Cleveland Browns with the story coming out that they paid for losses to tank. My whole thing is they haven't gotten their money's worth. If you tank, you know what I mean? Like if somebody told me that Paul Brown or the Brown family tanked, I'm like, well, dude, they're in the Super Bowl. Right?
Right.
A couple of years ago, the Sixers, they came out and told you, trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
They got Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. So I was like, all right, they're winning. Everybody else, Greg Popovich, he tanked. He got Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
It worked. The whole thing is, if you don't tank, it's got to work, man.
Gotta work.
It's got to work. You can't tank and not do it and not be successful with it. Who else do we have on the petty train? Anybody else? Oh, yeah, Jimbo Fisher. We threw him on the petty train a little bit earlier in the week. I think that's it. Oh, Ben Simmons. We got to throw him on the petty train, bro. I don't know if you watched Shaq's podcast or watched Inside the NBA last night, but Shaq has been critical of Ben Simmons and basically told him, look, yo, you leaving your boy out to dry. Joel Embiid is having like an incredible season. Incredible.
MVP level.
Incredible. MVP level. And basically putting the Sixers on his back. I think they're like a game and a half out of the number one seed in the East.
Yeah.
Behind Miami and the Bulls. Behind Miami and the Bulls. Behind Miami and the Bulls. My fault. I was stuck. My fault.
Yo, regular season champs or what? Y'all crowning yourselves or what?
There you go. All I'm saying is they're in third place behind Miami and the Bulls. That's all I'm saying.
That's all you saying. That's all you saying. That is all you saying. That is all you saying. For sure.
Where them Cavs at though? They decent.
Hey,
They
now
decent.
they decent.
They decent.
They decent. They coming now. They ain't, you know,
They
we gonna
decent.
be they gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we might see Chicago.
I
We
hope
might have
so.
to
Hey,
we might have to see about y'all boys.
that's an easy 5 game for us. That's all good. I hope we see you. That's an easy 5 game for us. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. We'll take them in 5. We'll give y'all 1 home game.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
But Ben Simmons, man, got upset about what Shaq had been saying on his podcast and on Inside the NBA. Couldn't call this man. You know what he did? Like the soft dude he is, he slid in his DMs, man. This dude slid in his DMs on Instagram.
On Instagram. Not calling, not texting, not
calling, not texting, not pull up.
pull up. You know where he's at.
You always know where he's at. You hit this dude in the DMs. And Shaq was like, yeah, he hit me in his DMs. Tried to come at me like, man, we LSU brothers. Fam, you went to LSU for half a year.
For half a year.
You're not even officially LSU.
You're not. You into the NIT. You ain't even, or denied just you ain't even make it to the NIT. Yeah,
lost to the NIT.
Yeah, ain't nobody hearing what you talking about LSU, nothing.
Dude, it is the biggest joke. He is the biggest joke. He's Ben Simmons. B-E-E-N. Not Ben.
Yeah.
Ben. Like
has been Simmons.
Been. Over. It's a wrap.
See, I want Markelle Fultz back. That's what I want.
He's still with Orlando, right?
Yeah, I want to talk about him.
Markelle might be on that trading block, bro. Because they might be okay at that point guard position with Jalen Suggs.
With Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony.
And Cole Anthony. They might be all right.
Yeah.
They might be all right. I don't know about Cole Anthony in this dunk contest, though.
You know, it's more because he's Instagram famous with the kids.
So, my boy, Ant-Man. I love this dude, man. You can go to my Instagram right now, dude. I have this video posted. Ant-Man last night. Timberwolves had a big win. Ant-Man had 32 on the night. He comes to the post game, bro.
Ordering McDonald's.
It tells the media, like, man, how many questions y'all gonna ask me, man? I'm putting in my McDonald's. Yo, you have to love Anthony Edwards Jr., man. That dude, I was like, man, that's so real. It's so
real.
Like,
yeah.
Man, look, how many questions?
McDonald's, though, richest man in the building.
And the McDonald's. It's probably near the stadium.
Yep.
So it's probably, dude. I'm trying to.
I don't even think it's that. It's because that's his meal.
Downtown. I'm trying to think. Because I've been up there to the Target Center, which is cool. Minneapolis right now, you can walk the entire downtown inside. I don't know if you ever seen that. So literally, you can like park in the parking structure and be like 3 blocks from Target Center. It can be like 2 below, and you can walk above the street in these walkways that they have that connects the entire downtown area.
Yeah.
So you don't have to walk outside. Yeah, it's real cool. It's real cool. But I'm pretty sure it's a McDonald's downtown, close to the stadium.
It is.
On, man. Like, and dude.
Come on.
See, you can tell he's still a rookie or he's still in his second year. Because if he was a real G, he will already have the staff with the McDonald's right there.
Yeah.
As soon as he's done.
That's right. They would have had it. But he on his own. He moving on his own accord. He ain't thinking about nothing nobody else.
Yeah, he still wants to go pick it up himself.
Yeah, he want to go hit the drive-through, get the full experience, He young. Man. He a young guy.
Recognize your power, my brother. Have one of those staff, one of the interns, like, hey, about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And make sure you tell him I want my cheeseburgers hot.
That's right. At least do it hot. Give it to him hot. Don't do him wrong.
Definitely need my fries.
Putting up 32, he need that shit hot and fresh. 32? That
32
deserves a nice
dub.
meal. Come on,
Yeah,
man, with the
dude.
large Sprite. Oh man, come on, man.
Here you go. See, this is why I love y'all have made a mountain out of a molehill with that Lindsay interview. It's like a 7-second clip. Lindsay probably doesn't even know what Tyler is about. All they saw was the gimmick package. They practiced for a month leading up to the Fiesta Bowl. Stop. We become the best defense attorneys for Tyler Buckner, man.
You make it seem like they wasn't together all year. Where he just
practice.
in practice. Like
Come on, man.
Man, this man, you know, players will speak the truth about a player that's not getting no love now.
No.
They'll be like, man, in practice, he just be wowing us every day. And then, you know.
That's what you expect to hear.
Yeah, because that's what players not gonna tell you no lie. You know, that was an honest interview. He honestly told him how he felt. For a guy that's been on the team the whole time, you talking about in the future. What that mean now? That mean that all them reps he doesn't see now is not where it should be. Because in the future, at some point in the far distant time, when I'm gone, he'll make better decisions. So it's like you had a whole year of watching bad decisions. Oh man, that ain't no molehill.
Yo, it's like, man, Marcus Freeman leading up to the Fiesta Bowl was talking about how great he looked. See, that's somebody that gets it.
Yeah.
Marcus Freeman gets it. He was like, yo, Tyler looks great in practice. Very happy with how he's developed and how he looks. And then he gets no snaps in the game. And then
but you know, you forget about the comment with Marcus Freeman after that because he right. said it. Okay, cool. He said the right thing. Right. We can move on. We understand.
Right.
But then you got
Braden Lindsay. Here comes Braden Lindsay. Throw your hands up. Throw your hands in the air.
Talking about, I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm like, what?
Oh,
that's a guy that don't get it, because then you got guys like us being like, now what? Now where we going?
Dude. I bet you if they'd asked Lorenzo Styles as his roommate, I bet you Lorenzo would have been
Lorenzo would have had something to say, you know.
Lorenzo would have been like, oh, we gonna kill.
Yeah.
We're gonna kill. Our connection is strong. But man, your senior leader at the position. I don't know. You got the Mary J dance going.
Can't call it.
Can't call it. Yo, we see all your requests. Man, we're gonna try to get Jalen Smith on. We're gonna try to get Will Fuller on. The Rocket, that dude is like a monk in the mountains, man. Hey, that dude doesn't come out a lot. That's gonna be a tough get, but hey, you better believe we're gonna try it. You better believe we're gonna try it. Anything else, my brother?
I think that's it for today.
Man, enjoy that warm weather out there, my dude.
I'll try.
Yeah. I finally got the driveway clear yesterday.
Man, it's gonna be back. Don't worry, you'll get that second workout in by the end of the day.
No, we're actually clear for like the next week.
Okay, smooth.
For the next week.
I know.
8 inches. Got it out the way. You know.
Now on to the next.
Now we just have to deal with people acting like they don't know how to drive in the snow. It's like in Chicago. You've been doing this your whole life.
It's new every time, man. It's new snow, new driving skills.
Actually, Mr. Zorich actually contacted us and said he would love to come on the show.
Yeah.
But, you know, he has his own show, his own schedule. We'll see. Jeff Samardzija. We got to get David Grimes on the show, bro.
I get Grimes.
Get Grimes, bro. Because I have to ask Grimes about that sideline incident. I got to.
You got to. We got to talk to David Grimes. I'm going to get him on ASAP.
Hey, y'all, that's what's up. It's my girl, Iwana. I went to high school with her. Fellow
what's up, Iwana?
Good with it, MP. You still scared of the snow? I understand. I'm about done with it, though, E.
You got to get out of there.
all of the Chicago might be out of me, man. I'm ready to get south real fast. Shout out to her family. Congratulations to her son, who just committed to Michigan, as a matter of fact, to play O-line. So that's my girl. Y'all show her some love, LL Nation. Even though she'll be making the trek up to Ann Arbor, that's my day one. We go back. Jalen Smith. All right, we'll get Jalen Smith on with Reggie Brooks. Hey, we've been on shows with Uncle Reg
For a minute.
Yeah. Those are out there. Tony Rice would be interesting. Because I would like to ask him and Jerome Bettis about that culture, because they came in under that Prop 48 era. So it's good to see him with his degree and see the bus coming back to get his degree. D. Beasy, she's so petty. We got to put you on the petty train. So what, D. Beasy?
So what?
It's 86 every day. So you know what I'm saying? Tim Brown will be.
That'd be pretty dope.
Malik might have to conduct that interview, because I would just be stunned. Like, yo, this is Tim Brown, fam.
We'll get it done. We'll figure it out.
This is TV.
Y'all keep liking and subscribing, and we get it attractive.
That's right, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We can get the big guys. PE, I would love to get Tyler Eifert on the show, bro.
Yep.
Love.
We'll get Eifert.
Eifert comes across to me like a real cool dude.
Real cool dude.
I hate that he put in the years with the Bengals and didn't get a chance to reap the heart.
Well, that's okay. He put the groundwork in.
He did. Tommy Zibikowski, still local. I could reach out to him. I know how to get in contact with him. And Shane Walton. And Justin Tuck. Definitely. We have to get Justin Tuck on to talk about the sack record.
Yep.
We got to get him on to definitely talk about that. So we'll see you guys Monday, unless something breaks this weekend. Go check out, just to update, Luke Montgomery, 2023 offensive lineman from Findlay Prep High School in Findlay, Ohio. He's doing a big reset. Things changed. Mike Elston was his main recruiter. Notre Dame was recruiting him as a defensive lineman. Things have changed. Mike Elston went to Michigan. Harry Heastan is in. Ohio State's in the league. Point blank. His father came out, said he's not playing defensive line in college. He's going to be an offensive lineman. Ohio State has been recruiting him as an offensive lineman, but Notre Dame will have the opportunity over the next 3 months to get back in the game. They're now going to be recruiting him as an offensive lineman. Harry Heastan will be the point along with Marcus Freeman. It's an uphill battle. We'll see if they can get back in it and ultimately get him to come to South Bend. So that's a little update from me. So for my boy, Malik Zaire, Shaun Davis at SD2 Mics, everyone have a fantastic weekend. We're brought to you by Onora Whisky, OnoraWhisky.com. It's the premium American whiskey, OnoraWhisky.com. And as we tell you always, spin it different today. We'll see you next time on the Lucky Lefty.